Hello, I'm Daniel's dad, Joe, or as the guys on the softball team call me respectfully, Papa Joe. At least I hope it's respectfully. I hope you're all enjoying what's been a brilliant wedding and reception. Unfortunately, every silver lining has a cloud, so here I am. They say that the best man's speech is the groom's worst 5 minutes of the day. The bride's worst 5 minutes of the day, however, come later tonight. Such beautiful bridesmaids. That's awesome. And of course, Brandi, you look very stunning. You're welcome. I must say the groomsmen look very handsome and distinguished. They came out very well. Of course, none of them can make it the best man, but to John and Tammy, I want to thank you for giving us Brandi. In return, we give you Daniel. Not every trade works out for you. And thank all of you present for coming and joining in this celebration. I was going to thank Father, but he didn't come and he wouldn't let this count for Mass, so I have to go to church. I'm very proud and humbled to have been asked to be the best man. Daniel has lots of good friends, so I was honored when he picked me. I remember when he asked me, he said, you want to be my best man? I said, you want me to be your best man? He said, yes, when I'm asking. So I said, sure, son, I'd be happy to. The posts have trouble putting things into words sometimes. I knew best man I would have to give a speech, so I did what every man does. I looked on the internet. After a couple of hours, I saw some very interesting stuff, but then remembered I was supposed to be looking for a speech. Daniel, I feel privileged. I've been asked to be your best man, and I've been fortunate to be your father, your coach, your third grade teacher, your mentor, and your best friend. And as you may know, I've known Daniel all his life. I remember vividly the day he was born. His mother was in labor, and Elton John's song Daniel was playing in the background. And we knew right then that that would be his name, and it had been a name we were considering. So that sealed it. Just glad Elton John wasn't singing Little Jeannie. That name fits him well, not Dan or Danny, but Daniel. And just as Grandma Henry threatened me, don't you let anybody call him Dan or Danny. He's Daniel. And so with fear, I promised her I would, and I've kept that promise. And through the years, I taught Daniel how to hunt, fish, play golf, and of course, game softball. He was a quick learner and did these things quite well. We played over 1,000 games together, had many fun hunting trips, and have many good memories. Whatever Daniel does, he does with a passion, except for work and cutting grass. I know he will put the same passion into his marriage, and if he does, he will make an awesome husband. Speaking of hunting, I remember once when he was 11 or 12, and I took him bow hunting on the hill. I stuck him with a tree that had fallen and told him to sit there. I went on around the hill hunting and returned to him about dark. And when I got there, Daniel was sitting in his tree just crying. I thought, what was wrong? What had happened? And so I said, wait, I lost my line here. So I asked Daniel what was wrong, and he said, there was a possum. And I laughed and said, why are you crying? And through these heavy tears, he said, it was smiling at me. True story. So, over time, Daniel's learned to overcome his fear of possums, UFOs, and the dark. I know he has no fear because he always gets into trash talking with the biggest, craziest, ugliest, meanest guys on the softball field. I told him one day he's going to get us killed if he doesn't learn to keep his mouth shut. That's still a work in progress, as his friends well know. The fact that he got married today only reinforces that he isn't afraid of anything. Brandi, don't be afraid of his mouth. It's just a part of who he is, and I think he likes it. Watching Daniel grow up was like being in an Adam Sandler movie. He reminds me a lot of Billy Madison when he went to school. He did okay, but not always his best effort. And I must say that I think he's the only student in the history of Notre Dame High School to graduate with a degree in phys ed. Money well spent. It did help his golf game, though. When I watch Happy Gilmore, it so reminds me of Daniel and why I quit golfing with him. Just too intense for me, and he kicks my butt on the course. Always a competitor, he hates losing. It's why we couldn't play Uno or any other family game in the house. But just like Happy, Daniel has a big heart. And no one knows this more than Brandi. She knows what's behind all the trash talk and tantrums. So Brandi, when he's having one of those days, just take him to a happy place, and he will be fine. I'll miss Daniel in the house. It will be so much quieter. His little room at the end of the hall where he proudly has all his softball shirts and basketball and whatever else you have in there. It will be a sad but happy moment when Brandi comes over and cleans that out. I promise. Seriously, Daniel, it's been a great honor and privilege watching you and your friends grow up. These guys here, they're like my sons, except they listen to me better. The past several years have been a lot of fun with you guys. As they, one by one, get married, things will change, but the memories will always be there. Daniel, just to let you know, I've always been and always will be your biggest fan. Yeah. Not going to cry. Brandi, I want to welcome you into the family. I finally have the daughter I've always wanted, and I didn't have to go through the teenage years with you. You're pretty, kind, hardworking, motivated, and driven. A little OCD, but we'll make it great work. Funny how opposites attract, isn't it? No, Daniel, you've become a fine man, and I'm proud of you. You're caring, compassionate, and will be a great husband. They say when your children find true love, parents find true joy. And I haven't lost a son, I've gained a daughter. So Daniel, remember these few things. Always, always the woman is right. I mean, always. Do as she says, listen, pay attention, and do what she wants you to do, and do it now. And Brandi, there's an old Italian proverb that says, a good wife makes a good husband, and in my heart, I know you will. One last thing, know that I'm there for both of you, and I love you both very much. And now a toast. Get your glasses ready. There's only one happiness in life, to love and be loved. Love is a force more impressive than any other because it is invisible. It cannot be seen, but it can transform you in a moment and offer you more joy than any material possession ever could. May the two of you grow old together and share the happiness you do today. May the two of you honor and keep the vows that got you married today. And may the two of you be the best of friends, and the love that you have for each other never end. Salute! That's all.
Woo!
For those of you who may not know me, and I am Brandi's maid of honor. Our friendship began 8 years ago when we were both in high school on Robert T. Bird's dance team. And being a part of a team that consists of all girls, I mean almost 20 girls, You quickly learn who shares the same interests as you and who you will create lifelong friendships with. Brandi is one of those people that just make your life better. And to have the privilege to know her and call her my best friend is something I'm extremely grateful for. For anyone that I care about and love, I only wish that they find somebody that loves them unconditionally and just completes them. I think everyone in this room today can agree that these two belong together. Speaking for these lovely ladies and myself, the way that Daniel looks at Brandi, we can tell that his love for her is real. She can create her fairy tale, but only he can complete her happily ever after. Daniel, my only piece of advice for you is happy wife, happy life. And to our beautiful bride, Brandi, may you share everything with your new husband, including the housework. Please raise your glasses and toast the new Mr. and Mrs. Host.